La 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 la. Wait. Oh, hello there. I didn't see you. Today we're going to be talking about A Merchant of Venice and the racism that comes with it.
If I could bid the fifth welcome with so good heart as I can bid the other four farewell, I should be glad of his approach. If he have the condition of a saint and the complexion of a devil, I had rather he should shrive me than wive me.
Oh, well, hello there. So, here she says she would never want to marry the Prince of Morocco, even if he were a saint, because of his dark skin complexion, he like the devil. In Shakespeare's day, black men were often associated with the devil and evil in general. Is like me not for my complexion, the shadow livery of the burnished dust to who I am. Neighbor and here bred, bring me the fairest creature, northward born, where Phoebus fires scars to us icicles, and let us make incision for your love to prove whose blood is reddest. His or mine, I tell thee, lady, his aspect of mine hath feared the valiant, by the love I swear the best. Regarded virgins of our crime have loved it too. I would not change this hue except this steel for your thoughts, my gentle queen. It's interesting that an African prince should be to apologize for his complexion to a woman who is lower class in stature than he is. Even though Portia is disdainful of the prince, his graciousness is impressive. At the same time, however, the prince's speech stands out as being more formal and elegant, which makes him even more of an outsider. In fact, this reminds us of how Shylock's repetitious style of speech is also different in him from the Christian characters.
How like a fawning publication he looks. I hate him, for he is a Christian, but more for that in low simplicity he lends out money gratis and brings down the rate of unsance. Here with us in Venice, if I can catch him once upon the hip, I will feed fat the ancient grudge I bear him. He hates our screed nation, and he rails even there where merchants most do congregate. On me my bargains and moo well won thrift, which he calls interest, cursed by my tribe if I forgive him.
Shylock insists that he hates Antonio because he's a Christian and because he undermines his money-lending business. He also learned that Antonio hates Shylock because of his scarred nation. And we soon learn that just as much as how an anti-Semite Antonio is.
The kindness will I show. Go with me to the notary. Sell me there. You're single. Bond me in mere sport. If you repay me, not such a day, in such a place, such a sum, or sums as are, expressed in the condition, let the forfeit be nominated in equal pound, or your fair flesh to be cut off and taken in what part of body you pleaseth me.
Content in faith I'll seal to such a bond, and say there's much kindness in the Jew.
Shylock's business proposition is associated with the racial stereotype. When he suggests that a pound of Antonio's fair flesh should serve as a bond for the loan, Shakespeare's century audience would have been reminded of the completely false story about murdered Jews who supposedly sought Christians' blood for religious rituals.
You can be misbeliever, cutthroat dog, and spit upon my Jewish Garadine. Fair sir, you spit on me Wednesday, last you spurned me such a day, another time you called, and for these courtesies I'll lend you thus much moneys.
Antonio is unapologetic and insists that his racist behavior will never change. Not even Shylock lends him money. When we read passages like this, we wonder whether Antonio's abuse of Shylock is at least partly to blame for his villainous, treacherous behavior.
He half disgraced me, and hindered me 500,000. laughed at my losses, mocked my gains, scorned by nations, thwarted my bargains, cooled my friends, heeded mine enemies. And what his reasons? I am a Jew, hath not Jew's eyes, hath not Jew's hands, organs, dimensions, senses, affections, passions, fed with the same food, hurt with the same weapons, subject to the same disease, healed by the same means, warmed and cooled by the same winter and summer as a Christian's is. If you pick us, do we not bleed? If you tickle us, do we not laugh? If you poison us, do we not die? And if you wrong us, shall we not revenge? If we are like you, the rest, we will resemble you in that. If a Jew wrong a Jew, what should his sufferance be by Christian example? Why revenge that villainy you teach me? I will execute, and it shall go hard, but I will better the instruction.
This is probably the most famous passage in the entire play. When Shylock asks, if you prick us, do we not bleed? He insists on the fact that Jews and Christians share a common humanity. Here, Shylock also exposes the hypocritical of the Christian characters who are always talking about the Christian love and mercy, but then go out of their way to alienate Shylock because he's Jewish and different. This is a powerful stuff. We should also point out that anywhere else in the play, Shylock himself tends to emphasize the differences between Jews and Christians.
If it please you to dine with us.
Yes, to smell pork, to eat of the habitation which a prophet, the Nerazite, conjured the devil into. I will buy with you, sell with you, talk with you, walk with you, and so following. But I will not eat with you, drink with you, nor pray with you.
Shylock reveals here that he can just be as bigoted as Antonio when he refuses to eat, drink, or pray with the men who don't share his religious identity.
Hi thee, gentle Jew, the Hebrew will turn Christian, he grows kind.
Antonio is saying that Shylock will never be gentle, considerable, or upper class, because he is not a Christian.
Alack, what heinous sin is it in me, to me, ashamed to be my father's child? But though I am his daughter, to his blood, and not to his manners, O Lorenzo, if thou keep promise, I shall end in this strife, to become a Christian and thy loving wife.
Jessica is ashamed to be her father's child, because first of all, Shylock is Jewish, which makes her Jewish, and secondly, Shylock has rude manners. We also notice that in Jessica's mind, marrying a Gentile, which is a Christian, would with her own conversion from Jew to Christian.
Nay, you need not fear us, Lorenzo, Lancelot, and I are out. If he tells me flatly there is no mercy for me in heaven because I am a Jew's daughter, and he says you are no member of the Commonwealth for the converting Jews to Christians, you raise the price of pork.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Lorenzo's marriage to a Jew's daughter has raised the price of pork. That idea being that Jessica's marriage has automatically converted her to Christianity, a religion that doesn't shun the consumption of swine.
Make room and let him stand before our face, Shylock. The world thinks, and I think so too, that thou but leastest this fashion of thy malice to the last hour of act, and then it is through thou it show thy mercy and remorse, more strange than is thy strange apparent cruelty, and where thou now exacts the penalty, which is a pound of the poor merchant's flesh, thou wilt not only lose the forfeiture, but touched I human gentleness and love. Forgive a morality of the principle, we all accept the gentle answer Jew.
Finally, the Duke's speech illustrates the extent of which Christians are oblivious of their prejudice. They accept Shylock to show mercy, as if they deserve it, but fail to acknowledge that they never showed any mercy to him.
Just let him.
I really have to pee.
I stopped it.
garbage in here?
I can't
No.
talk.
No, spit it out the window.
I have to loogie. And two. You wrong a Christian. Excuse me. If
La 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 la. Oh well, hello there.